Let's take a look at some charts here. I want to welcome everybody back. What is this? This is Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. Man, I really hate to say this, but we are knocking on the door of the end of the year. We're getting right there pretty quick. It's going to be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then we'll be writing 2024 on our checks, if you still use checks. Let's get going, okay? So let's take a look at the SPY here. Let's go back to last week a little bit. I think we're going to have to do that. So last week, let's go all the way back here. We started down here, created a low. We came up and created a high right at the 50 period moving average, which I think that is fantastic. I use moving averages a lot. So when I see price respect a moving average, it just hammers home to me that I should respect moving averages. And then down we go, making a higher low, and then we went up, actually creating a higher high, quite higher compared to where we were in the 50 period moving average. And then I'm going to back this up just a little bit, put that up right there. And then Thursday and Friday, we had a couple of dud candles, which that should not be a great big surprise. Here we are pushing up to this resistance zone right here. So that should be clue number one. I mean, that should have been seen way down here, that if we rise up, this area is going to get a little stubborn. When, we talked about it. So it's not like it's a great big surprise. Then you're going into the weekend. We're talking a 4-day, weekend, 3-day weekend, I guess, 3-day weekend. And everyone's packing up their cooler, buying hot dogs, getting their beer cold, stuff like that, loading the back of the old station wagon, getting ready to head out of town, going to the beach, things like that. Man, nobody wants to be there, so we see a little bit of kind of a dud day, right? Well, then we gap down this morning, and when you think about this, okay, the gap down, generally as a trader, if you're long and something gaps down, you don't like that. But let's think about this. We're gapping down in a perfect area for the bulls to take control. Friday morning when I was here, I got a couple emails and PM, or maybe they were all just PMs. I think they were all PMs, private messages. Alluding to the bears are coming in and we're going to crash. This is it. And why, I don't know why we think this. To start with, it's insane to be in the top picking business, just like it's insane to be in the bottom business. And the reason I say that, it doesn't work out. It just does not work out on a consistent basis. So we need to let things play out. Now, could we be headed much lower? Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a super bull. I'm a bull, but I'm not a super bull right now. We get past this, whatever this is, 459, we'll call it 460. We get past that, I'm a super bull. But right now, we're just regaining the ground that belonged to us bulls, is what it is. So this is a normal movement of a chart, no difference at all. So as we look at this chart on the right side edge, before we get panicky, make sure you come over here and look what the chart has done in the past. Look at all that. Up, back, up, back, up, back. That's what charts do. So until we confirm, I'm still bullish on this. We've now got the price over the T-line, the T-line's over the trend indicator, and the trend indicator is just about over the 50 period moving average. I believe wholeheartedly in moving average crossovers as strength. They are not buy signals, they are sign of strength. So I think we're doing pretty good myself. FNGU right through here, very important level. I mean, if you just back up a little bit, just literally, and I'm actually backing up here. If you hear my voice leave the mic here, you can just see where the support and resistance is. That line where above it belongs to the bulls, below it belongs to the sellers. And as long as we stay above that line, the buyers are winning. The bulls are winning here. Again, we've got that low, high, higher, low, higher, high, and we broke out. I had a comment Friday morning. That was one of the comments on the private messages. A blue ice failure setting up. And here's the thing about blue ice failures, just like a head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders or bullish engulf or bearish engulf. Yeah, you could probably make that, a blue ice failure setting up. I mean, what is a blue ice failure, right? It's doing exactly what it should be doing, putting in a sell signal from coming from above, back below, trying to get above, and the idea is it fails and then heads down. So by the numbers, yeah, it's doing it. But don't forget, you've got to have follow through with it, okay? You just have to. And until it does, it's drawing you the picture, but the painter could change one thing and all of a sudden this picture will do something different. This painting will do something different. So while we're setting up for a possible blue ice failure, yeah, we are. All the painter has to do is draw in a bullish candle with a little follow through, and your blue ice failure has now gone into the garbage. So it's okay to look at these charts and have them on your watch list. Get ready to trade them. But remember, we're trading the trend, not, tops and bottoms. Now, I know some people do, and if they do well, great, keep doing it, okay? All right, I better get moving on here. There's a lot of charts. Here's a problem with a weekend where I stay home. I play with charts a lot. LYB, I think, is setting up quite nice. We've got a J-hook continuation pattern setting up here. That's looking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, you go to a weekly chart and we can look for targets up here. So a target that I'm going to look for is 116.75. Now, I know that there's going to be a little targets along the way where profit taking should take place. And I'm going to put a line right in here. What is that date? June 10th, 2022. So that might be the first target that we need to get through. And then the second target will be the meeting of those candles up there. Take a look at GEN, G-E-N. Look at the weekly chart. That's a really nice rounded bottom breakout for those that know what a rounded bottom breakout is. For anybody that doesn't, please grab me today and let's talk about these. If you have questions about chart patterns or setup, please ask. New people in the room, this is most important for you, okay? Go back to that daily chart. Look how that daily chart is setting up. Absolutely fabulous. So here we've got this morning star signal that rallied up, and then we've got consolidation here. Now the chart's starting to look a little perky to me this morning. Well, just like it looked a little perky right in here too, but it didn't get going. We need that follow through. So I think right now, if we were to put a line down here and give us that downtrend line, over that downtrend line, that could be a signal that we're ready to go higher. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying it in this area. You just want to make sure that it stays in this area and doesn't start dropping to the downside. Dropping to the downside, I'm gonna have to go with today's pre-market low. It also matches up this doji over here. So anything below, say 20 bucks, you might not want this chart. here, let's look at, I'm likely to sell this morning or today. Oracle, holding Oracle, and that's going to be up a pretty penny. I was up great last week, and this is going to be up a pretty penny. It's hitting our 123.15 up there target. So I'm going to be monitoring that. I sold half last week, and I'll get the other half this week and take those profits and wait for that to set up again. So let's keep an eye on Oracle. And I still think this sets up and goes higher. SWKS, take a look at this thing. That's a nice chart. If we just look at these tops right there and come down and go across and then just take a look at those bottoms, you can see how that created a bottom. It carved out this bottom. So we're in a downtrend. It started carving. Buyers came in, sellers came in, dropped us down. Buyers came in, sellers came in, buyers came in. That's creating a bottom, carving that bottom out. Well, now here we are moving up. We're challenging that 50-period moving average. Price starts to show some positive strength over that 50-period moving average. We've got ourselves a trade here. I'm going to draw this line at the trend indicator because that's just where I want it, because that's where my stop would be if we started to fail. AMD, I'm going to kind of zip through some of these a little faster now, just in lieu of time. AMD on a breakout here, I see about 19.6%. 3M might be setting up to challenge the 200-period moving average. It's on my watch list. You know, it may need a little bit more of a pullback, may need more consolidation. But if 3M gets over the weekly 50-period moving average, we just might have game on here for about 22% or so. VLO is setting up. There's about a 22% move that I see in that. A lot of stops along the way, but that's looking pretty good. What's one I saw this morning? Crowd. Take a look at Crowd. Let's look at the weekly first. Look how Crowd has been trending up. We've got a bullish engulf, and we're sitting right at the top of that bullish engulf. This thing starts to move. Target up here, 23%. You know, 200, 23%. Here's another, what is that? Well, there's 48% up to 238, just back up to this top. There's some great looking charts here. Absolutely terrific looking charts. So, let's keep the chatter up in the room. Keep talking about charts. If we see something, holler out. If I see something, I'll holler out. Of course, if we buy something, we put it on the app, so make sure you got that app downloaded. And with that, I'm going to say another great big good morning to everybody, and I will be back at the bottom of the hour when the market opens up, okay? Thanks, everyone. You guys all take care. Good to see you again.